All right, here is our practice video for Lightly Row. This is the first piece, of course, after the twinkles, and we use, of course, the same single bows that we do in the twinkle theme. So there are two exercises we need to do for this. First, for the bow, what happens with the bow in the first three notes, and then what happens with the fingers. And once we sort of get these going, you can put it right into the piece and everything will work the way we want it to. So the first exercise is with the bow. We want to really listen for those toe, toe, toe notes, the bows with toe, toe, toe sound. That means we start from connection. And so what we'll do for our first exercise is start on the E string at your bottom tape, right in the middle of the bow, and feel that glue. Make sure, of course, everything is set with the angle of the bow and that your arm is resting, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and fingers are all letting go. And now, once we have all of that, we're going to play open E, down bow, and then over to the A string, up, down. So what we're going to play is E, A, A. We're going to listen for that equal sense of ring on all three of those. So listen very carefully to the way the bow starts and the way it stops. Whenever you feel tight, just shake it out. And that's our first exercise. Now I want to do what the fingers are doing in those first notes of the piece. And so here we go. The first step is putting the bow again on the E string, and we're going to do our tucka, tucka, tucka rhythm. So we're going to play open E, tucka, tucka, tucka. And now we're going to set on the A string, with the bow staying on the E string, we're going to set 1 and 2 on the A string. Once those are set, we're going to move the bow over to A, keeping the glue, and we're going to play. Now, next step, we're going to add 3 on the A string and play. And now we're going to lift 2 and 3, and 1 is still there, and we're going to play that one. So those are the first notes of Lightly Row. So let's start now at the beginning of the piece, and we're going to do it with the single bows in the piece exactly the same thing. We're going to make sure the 1, 2 sets. So 1 is prepared there. Starting with open E, set 1, 2 on A, move the bow over. 3, lift 2 and 3, and we have 1. Now we have A, open A. 1, 2, 3, E. Now we continue on, up bow. Now we set 1, 2, again, the same thing. Bow moves over. 3, lift 2 and 3. Open A, set 2 by itself now. We can lift the 2 and move the bow over to E string. Set 2 again on A string. Move the bow back over to A string. So I'm going to do that part again one more time. Open A, set 2, move the bow over, lift 2, set 2 again, move the bow back. So of course we're being very careful that fingers are always setting and the bow is waiting an extra long time. We're doing one thing at a time, setting the fingers, preparing the bow, and then going. I'm going to keep going. Now here is the middle part of the piece. So this is 1 on the A string. 2, 3. Now we're going to lift 3 and keep 1 and 2 down and start from 2. Open E. And now it's going to be exactly like the beginning of the piece again. 1, 2, move bow over. 2 by itself. And 2 by itself again, and the bow comes back over. So there it is with our short bows. That's the way you want to practice this first. I said it came back like the beginning of the piece, but what I should have said, it was actually the second line. So that second line of the piece repeats again. But it is exactly like what came before when you get past the middle section. I want to point out in that middle part, make sure you really get it in your ear. It's very easy to get off with the number of repeated 1s and 2s. So it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, open E. That's what the fingering is. And you notice how I was singing that or saying that in a way that you got a sense of forward motion. And that's what we should have there. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. You see how the notes sort of walked along to their goal. I'm going to play the entire piece one more time without any talking and let you hopefully hear some of that and see what's going on with everything. I will play it still under tempo. With the short bows, we'll listen to a lot of toe sound. And here we go. I'm going to try to get so you can see everything here, but probably favoring the left hand. So here we go. That's how it is after you've done it many, many times and it gets into your fingers. Notice at the end, I slowed down slightly, and we want to do that. We want to kind of slow down those notes into the last note. So that gives you, I think, everything you need. Just make sure that you are thinking finger, bow, and then go. That's our saying, because that will keep this coordination getting ingrained, and you will never hear the bow sort of moving when it's changing strings. You'll make sure everything is very well done, and the more of that you do, the more ingrained it gets. So happy practicing and good luck.